Seconds. What's up, Internet people? Welcome back. We are here coming at you live from Charlotte's very own DIY studio for DIY artists, Illage Vidiot Studios. I'm your host, Stevie, and here with us today is Nathan Harris, who's been with us in the past, and The Flood, which we'll get to in our interview section after the band plays. But for now, I'm going to let the band take it away. Enjoy.
Oasis here, going bring us fortune on the way.
We're Nathan Harrison the Flood. I'm Nathan. It's great to meet you. Thank you guys for having us. Over here to my right, I guess y'all is left, we have the Prince of Polka Tudinus, the Sultan of Suave, tickling the ebonies, the ivories in your ear holes tonight, and tonight only Mr. Javier Pizarro. my left, your right, laying down the low end to get your back end moving, Mr. Paul Castanet. Guitar for you guys. Sammy David. So that one's called something Spacy. That first one was called Oasis. This next one and last one that we're going to do, this one's called Ollie's Got a Rifle. It is out on all streaming platforms. Feel free to check it out there. And we'll, gonna get it started for you. Ollie's got a rifle. Come to town. Thank you. We are The Flood. I'm Nathan. Nice to meet you guys. Stick around for the interview.
Thank you so much, Nathan and The Flood. We're going to be right back after this short break, but stick around. We've got an interview with the band, and we'd love to have you. Sure.
Yeah.
Welcome back, folks. Sorry for that wait. We had just had a little bit of technical difficulties getting things set back up in the studio. But here we are back again with Nathan Harris and The Flood. Thank you guys so much for being here. That was such a great set. Y'all are really tight. We're you can tell that you're all very talented people, practiced really well. So
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you. It was fun to do. It was really fun to be here. Like, we enjoyed it.
Yeah, great. Well, let's talk a little bit about that set. Who's the mastermind behind bringing all this together and doing most of the writing?
I felt you clench up in that question just
I mean, my name is literally on it because what it started as was I was working, I did the hired gun thing for a few years and was working with a bunch of other bands, and it kind of got to the point where I'd been screwed over by other band leaders enough that I was just like, all right, I'm going to focus on myself, make my music. Made my EP, started building a band instead of just doing Nathan Harris and Friends, because that was kind of everybody in the jam band community. Like, I got it from Phil Lesh, but the idea of just doing and Friends as your band so that you can just play with whoever is available that night and you can invite new friends to come join and have guests and everything. That was the idea. But then it quickly turned into The Flood because one of my favorite games, possibly my favorite game from whenever I was a kid, Halo, The Flood is an enemy. It's a hive mind of a bunch of insects, and you get far enough in the game and you realize, oh, it's not a bunch of different insects. It's all just one big insect. It's one big hive mind. So that was sort of the goal. And then once it got solidified into the group that it is now, it sort of developed its own sound. And that's actually something that we're talking about currently is how to I guess brand it effectively, like moving forward, because there's so much more to this band than just my songs and the stuff that I wrote like before we even had this lineup together. So right now it's definitely Nathan Harris and The Flood because we're still running on my stuff, but here in the next little bit we're getting that figured out, and we think The Flood will be rising as its own thing here soon before too long.
Yeah, so we're you guys didn't know you were going to be insects coming into this, did you?
No one told me. Yeah.
No one told you. Well, I mean, I don't know.
No, I knew that was one of the stipulations. I was like, I have to be.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are really buzzy, so I guess it makes sense.
There you go.
I'm really sorry for the puns. That was bad. But no, I mean, we were talking a little bit beforehand about like how the Charlotte music scene is very much like The Flood in that like. There's a lot of the same faces. I mean, Javier's been on 3 times. This is your second go around. We've in this studio alone, you know, even with being as small as we are, like we've seen a lot of the same faces. And just as a person that goes and sees music in the Charlotte scene, I see a lot of the same faces like around as well. So
absolutely, it's a big family. It's a big musical family of just everybody wants to have fun and play tunes and get out there and hang out with each other and just have a good time while doing it. And I know like we all play with a bunch of different projects and we'll basically play with whoever wants us, you know what I mean? Like we very much just all of us enjoy playing and we love music, and this is why we're here. So like whoever, if you need a drummer, you know, like give Sammy a call, like type deal. If you ever need a bass player, holler at Paul.
Yeah. No, literally, yeah, me and Sammy are in another band together. We're in like a more like straight ahead, just like jazz project called Pocket Scotch. And Max Gill plays trombone for that, and Sammy and me on the drums. This guy named he goes by Strictly Burns, but you know he's on Strictly Burns. No, he will.
No, just Burns.
Just Burns. Just no, Strictly like Strictly Burns, the artist formerly known as Burns. No, it's like he's just Burns. He's on the bass, and but I used to see all those guys around like before we even like formed the band, you know, like at jams with Nathan, you know, with like just with everybody that and you just keep bumping into people because they're just around. They're either working at the bar that they're about to play at, or they're like working door here, they're playing here. It's just it really is a community, and you find that out like fairly quickly, like within about a year of just like playing multiple places. You start to go like, oh, I know you, I saw you over here, and then like literally I saw somebody that saw a show I did like at like a trivia at a bar one night. It was like totally disconnected, but he was like, hey, I saw you play here with this band, and that's kind of a good feeling. I think I don't know what the word we were talking about earlier was like incestuous, but I think it's actually it's actually
quote from Jeremy Marr.
Shout out which Cameron? Shout out Jeremy. Shout out Jeremy. But yeah, no, it's actually it's way more chill than that. It's much more of a family, and it feels like that too.
And it's like if anybody gets down to gig day, and all of a sudden, since all of us are doing so many different projects, somebody forgot they accidentally double booked themselves. Like we've all had moments where all of a sudden we're getting a call from some other band within the community that we're all just going to sit in with and play with. And it's like Javi said, you see some of the same people going to, whether it's Petra's for jazz night on Mondays or Smokey Joe's for bluegrass on Mondays, or whether it's Crown Station for the open mic funk jam, whether it's Smokey Joe's for like the band open mic, Wednesdays at Blackfin Pub in Ballantyne. Nero Tyndall does an artist collective jam the third Friday of every month. Every Sunday at Town Brewing, Oof runs a jam. There's so much going on all of the time, and if you want to meet people and you want to make a band, and if you want to do the exact same thing that you just saw us do, go outside. And follow people on social media. Don't just have your social media full of bullcrap of like funny memes. Like it's great, but build your internet to the point where it feeds you the stuff that you want to see, so that whenever the jam is happening or whenever so and so has a gig, like your algorithm knows to push that to you first. Because like if every time you're on your phone you're just scrolling through looking at dank memes, like that's fun and all, but then all of a sudden when it comes time for like to get outside and do some stuff, you don't know who to call and you don't know who to go to. You don't know who's playing where and what's going on. So like follow your favorite venue on social media. Follow Illage Vidiot on social media, and every band that comes through here, go check them out. Go see a show, because all of us are outside. We're all doing this thing. We're just like we're waiting for you guys to come hang with us.
Use the internet to get outside. Yeah. We were talking a little bit about family and like how the Charlotte scene is a family, and like obviously families have their own dynamics. Like you have positive relationships with one person, negative relationships with another person, like strained, both with everyone. Like families are messy. It's a messy business being in a family. But like Sam, could you talk a little bit about how being in a family of musicians in Charlotte and like working in so many different groups and seeing so many of the same faces plays into like the sound, how you develop your sound and you differentiate yourself from other people, and how you fit in, the ebb and the flow in that regard.
I got you. So on the family aspect, I mean, I probably follow about 50 drummers in Charlotte area. And like we all pretty much either know each other or know somebody that knows one of us. And it's like we all watch each other, so it's like when you find the people that you really vibe and connect with, you start to pick up some of the stuff that you like that they do, and it's just basically almost a learning process when you're just watching other people play. So when you getting out and you going to see other drummers that you've been following for about a month, and it's your first time seeing them, you're like, oh, I really like the way you played that. I might steal that. You feel me? So it's always cool. You finding new people, you meeting new people, and you might pick up some stuff. You might learn some stuff.
Do you feel like you've learned like something like that you brought to this band from?
Yeah, definitely. Our mutual friend who introduced us, actually, John Pickett. I learned a lot of stuff just being tight, being more in the pocket. So yeah, just you're gonna learn, definitely.
Well, I mean, music, like any art form, is certainly influenced by the world around you. Not just musicians, but you're a product of your environment.
Right.
And like we were talking about with the internet and whatnot. Paul, can you talk a little bit about like how you try to curate your environment to like where do you draw your inspiration from? Where do you draw like what do you find yourself drawn to like to bring your sound forth to make you want to get your instrument in your hands and play it?
Yeah. Gosh, there's so many influences. I guess I would say
mostly, like, not at all because I can't play that way, but Victor Wooten's like always been my guy.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand the sounds that he makes on the bass most of the time, and that's always like super inspiring to me. Anytime I'm confused by anything I hear, that's like a good sign. I need to dive into
that. Give me more.
Yeah. I love being confused by the music I'm listening to, or having it get weird, or whatever like that.
I
so,
think that's a great quote. I love being confused by the
Yeah.
music I listen to. Nate, you had mentioned after the set that you're really proud of one song in specific that you wrote, some lyrics that you
lyrically
that you put together. I'd love for you to talk about that.
So Ollie's Got a Rifle is it's one of the songs, it's the last song that we did tonight, and I usually do a little bit of a mini monologue before where I talk about how the point of that song is to think from other people's perspective and put yourself in other people's shoes and realize that we're not all that different, that everybody is like the lyrics are, always got a rifle, better pray, miss, always got a rifle, better pray, miss, because, oh, Lord knows if you don't, then prayers is all your family ever gets. And the chorus is, oh, why would we have to go and push him so? Why would we have to bring him down so low? Good God, will we ever know? And so it's just it's thinking about the fact that we're all just people, and for a person to get pushed to do something, they have to be pushed. Like so we all have a hand in it. We've all got to like love each other and take care of each other better, man. And it's the same thing. That's like, I'm not trying to push any buttons here, but it's like the gun topic, the suicide topic, high divorce rates. A lot of all of this stuff comes down to like people's mental well-being and their mental health and lack of community that's there for us to be able to rely on and have people to talk to. And because everybody's told, you go to work, you go home. That's you go to work, you go home, you go to work the next day. And like, I don't know, that song's supposed to make us think a little bit about like, well, why do people do the things they do? Why are these people that we're told are just crazy and insane? And like, why do they do that shit? Because like, if we can get to the bottom of that, we can realize we're not all that much different. Everybody's just trying to survive, man. We're always trying to have a little bit of fun on the way. That's all. We're all skydiving without a parachute. It's going to end the same no matter what. You might as well enjoy the ride.
Yeah. I think that's a really pertinent and ties in with a lot of the stuff that we've talked about today in terms of community, and also getting outside. You know, like I think there's a lot of people that find community online, and I think that
which is beautiful,
especially considering that you can connect people from like halfway around the world. I mean, it's beautiful, it's real, but it's also certainly important to find community where you are. And
Absolutely.
I think you guys are a living testament to that in terms of like how involved you are in this group together, and also in the Charlotte community as a whole.
We try to be. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're trying to do more.
But yeah, no, totally. I think each of us has different relationships outside of each other, and that's what community is. And I think what makes the sound of this band what it is that it's kind of it's a very communal sound. So we're all bringing different vocabulary, different experiences to it. You know, I mean, that's what a band is in general. But like definitely here within the Charlotte scene, we're picking up on different aspects of different sounds from everywhere, and we're all pulling it in, you know what I'm saying? And that has to do with our relationships with each other, and like with all the people that we've met across like the past few years that we've known each other, or
And going back to the influences, like you asked Paul, we all have like some overlap. We all love Coltrane, we all love Miles, like we all love Herbie, but there's certain things that Sammy will listen to more than I listen to that gives him a certain flavor and a certain take on things, which this what we're getting into right here is why it's why it's the Flood, why it's not just Nathan Harris and the Flood, is because the sound it started out as that, but it's not that anymore. It's definitely a group. I think we're better for it because it gives more versatility that way. A lot of the stuff that I was writing was definitely more in like a indie rock kind of like singer-songwriter sort of vibe, and this is some real like music, man. We're creating an elevated experience, and we're trying to do the thing, and we wouldn't be able to do that if all of us listened to the exact same albums.
Right.
If I didn't bring a little bit of King Giz and a little bit of King Crimson and a little bit of Grateful Dead, and Paul didn't bring the Mohini Day and bring like the fusion bass, and then Sammy didn't bring like the Jay Dilla and like the Questlove, like the D'Angelo, like, and then Javi with the Herbie and with the Corey Henry, and with like it all blends together and it makes this one big magical soup, and yeah, we enjoy it.
But
and it wouldn't be the same way without the Charlotte community.
Right, exactly. But I think the great part about it, and speaking to the community thing, is that interacting with a lot of musicians, and to like what Sammy said, is like, you know, you start to play differently. It's like you bring what you bring to it, but it's just like recording your first EP with Joe May. What we did is like,
shout out Joe May.
Shout out Joe May. Solo project. He also has a solo project.
Hugely influential in the Charlotte community. He started a group chat for like all Charlotte musicians, so that we
Speaking of community, like exactly. It's like, so he's super community focused, but it's like he plays keys a lot like dirtier than I used to, and I took like a lot of that methodology and applied it to my own playing. It's like so I honestly maybe became more of like a rock keys player just from, you know, like being around Joe May, recording that, like doing that whole process, and like listening to him play and doing that whole thing. So by the same token, it's like we're not just like bringing ourselves, but like we're kind of all giving to each other, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like I become more rock, Nathan becomes more jazz, and like vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like, you know, and Sammy is bringing jazz and hip hop and R&B, but he's also like hitting the shit out of the drums, you know what I'm saying? Because it just
Sammy loves some Deftones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, so he's like he's got so much. There's so much that can be unlocked by playing with other people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's also an important component of the community. It's not what you're bringing to it, but it's like what you're taking back out of it with you. You know.
I think that's like an interesting thing about music as an art form itself, because there's so much focus oftentimes on the individual and like the individual mastermind and the big names and stuff, and you hear about that, but like it's you know, at the end of the day, unless you're one guy, unless you're Tame Impala, like,
Kevin Parker. You know? Kevin, I was literally gonna say Kevin Parker.
Yeah.
But like, also Todd Rundgren.
But you know, more often than not, it's a collaboration. It's a melding of like a lot of people, and I think it's really interesting to see that in terms of like musicians melding together, and also like musicians melding with their community, and how you play differently when there's different audiences. And I'm sure this experience playing to cameras was a lot different than playing live, is a lot different than playing for a recording session, and for example like that. But
Sure.
A little bit more similar to the recording. I will say it's really whether or not there's people to feed off the energy.
Yeah.
If there's a crowd that we can like respond to, that we can kind of be like, okay, so that's how y'all are feeling about that right now. Yeah. That we get to make our decision. Okay, do we want to go with that, or do we want to maybe push you a little bit and make you if you're kind of teetering on the edge? Do we want to?
Yeah.
Like you don't know.
Oh, yeah. we have one commenter who Rasheen Crawley has been saying some stuff on y'all's feed. He said he said, first of all, get it, drummer. So shout out Sam. And he was also saying that it feels like juke joint jams, or a record on Sinners from the movie Sinners, which we were talking about briefly. So
I'm actually so excited for that movie. Yeah. Because I did a thing on social media actually where I rescored the trailer, because I was like, I'm also big into like film scoring, so I just sat down and kind of tried to wrap my brain around like that blues like sort of sound and mix it with that like film score kind of sound. The composer for that movie, by the way, is Ludwig Göransson, who also produced a lot of Childish Gambino's records. But which is super sick, and he's also super dope film composer. But yeah, I think that movie is like it's super cool that he heard that in the sound, because I think, you know, part of that movie seems like it's going to be about like Delta blues and how it's like foundational to the entire history of like popular music like throughout the world. So again, it's like even like relating to community, it's like when you tap into community and you like tap into like online community and everything, there's also like history to it, you know, which is part of it. It's like it's not just cool licks. It's like there's there's something that touches people on a fundamental level because of what history they're bringing to it. So
yeah, I think art just touches people on a fundamental level, and it's really, it's dope as always to see it like right in front of us, and especially in my own house, you know. And
thank you again, by the way.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We've really enjoyed having y'all, and y'all ripped it up there, and you sound really great.
Thanks so much for having me.
Appreciate you so much.
Love to do it again sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any dates that you're playing anytime soon?
Tomorrow at the Evening Muse.
We will
Please come out if you can get a ticket.
What time?
We're playing at 7:30, 7:30 to 8.
Perfect.
Which one?
Tomorrow,
Middle?
7:30 to 8.
Hey,
Evening Muse.
you better
out
come.
and see
If you see me
Nathan
pointing
Harris
at you,
and the blood.
if you see me pointing at you, you better come.
You better come, and you better get your tickets literally right now.
Oh yeah, they're
Like
gonna sell out.
Yeah,
Standing
it
room
will-
only.
Or quick.
Like fingers crossed.
Nah, manifest it. Manifest it. It's my manifestation right now. Standing room only.
Right. Well, thank you again so much for coming. We have been Illage Vidiot. On cameras, we had Leon and Brian, and back in the studio, we have Josh and Adam running things back there, along with all of our other friends and family and foes that help us out along the way doing behind-the-scenes stuff. I'm your host, Stevie. If you'd like to get involved, please give us a shout. We'd love to have you on camera or behind it. And until we hear from you or you hear from us next time, we'll be seeing you. Have a good one. All right. Cut. Nice job, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That was definitely one of our better interviews too.
Awesome. Yes.